So when you're investing your money, when you're doing a financial investment in any market, there are at least three very important things that one should be looking for. Number one is the gains, of course. So when you're investing in a market, it should be an emerging market, and the primary objective is to make some money. Now, a lot of people they function in a very single dimensional manner. All they look for is invest their money so that there's some net profit, there's some increase in capital. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes they actually end up losing money based on which market they're looking for. So that's a very, very single dimensional way of looking at things. The two other very, very important things that one should be looking for when they are investing their capital. Why not, right? You want more bang for the buck. So when your dollar is spent, it should get you additional stuff. And the number one or the number two very important aspect is it should provide security and safety. The money itself should be secure, right? And secondly, it should provide you with a plan B. It should give you, when you're investing this money, it's giving you a place where you can, whether it's a business, whether it's a personal property, it doesn't matter. But when you have that asset located, it's giving you an opportunity or creating an opportunity for safety for you. So when times are good, then that's fine. You have the investment. It's a plan B, that you have in the background. But when times are bad, that plan B kicks in. It becomes a plan A of sorts, and that's where you go till you rectify your situation, till you're in a daze, something bad has happened. So till you figure out how to get back on track, this plan B then kicks in at that time. So that's the second thing. The third very important thing is that eventual benefit, right? The ultimate benefit. The ultimate benefit is always permanency in the country. I'm not talking about the permanent residency, but I'm talking about being permanently established in the country, being a citizen of that country. In the historic sense, a citizenship is safety and security of the ultimate order. Your country is loyal to you. You're loyal to your country. You're a nationalist, right? You have that feeling towards that nation because it gives you, and this is obviously in an ideal world. In practice, things are slightly different for certain countries, but ideally the country should provide you with the ultimate safety and security. Inland, right, when you're living inside the country, it should not run behind you, it should not harass you, it should not make life difficult for you, it should not torture you. On the contrary, you should love your country. It should provide you with all the good things that a good country should provide its citizens. So that's all inland. When you're outside and you're in trouble, you don't expect your country to treat you, right? You don't expect them to catch hold of you, terminate your citizenship, and hand you over to foreign governments. That is where you want your country to bring you back if you're outside and make sure you're protected from external entities. Now, there are certain investments which are throwaway money investments. You're donating and you're thinking you're doing something good. Maybe, well, when you're donating money, you always do good for someone else, right? How they utilize the money, all of that is a different chapter, different story. But if you're donating your money for the wrong kind of citizenship, a lot of these, some products, I'm not saying all are trash, but some of them are pure trash. In certain cases, you could be picked up, your citizenship could be terminated, and you could be handed over to the enemies, and you don't want that to happen, right? So therefore, when you're donating stuff, be extra wise, be extra careful. It's not about the money that you're throwing away in a lot of cases, in some cases, I should say. But it's the liability. You're associating yourself with someone who does that, right? You're giving a lot of information. You're exchanging a lot of information with them. You're thinking it's your country. You're feeling proud about the citizenship or the passport that you've purchased. But is that country really providing you with any of those features that a classic citizenship should provide, right? Or are they giving you a shorter passport? Are they restricting your citizenship just to yourself? Are they charging you every single time you have a family member? Let's say you have a kid, right? Are you able to pass on your citizenship to your kids? Or is that a feature solely for the real citizens? And because you have purchased this passport, you got to keep paying each time you're adding a family member. So you got to take a look at what is going on. Be a little true to yourself. Be a little smart and sensible. So those kind of citizenships again, have to be taken with a grain of salt. You got to be aware of what you're purchasing. And as I said, not criticizing any of those options. Those options might be good for certain type of people, but if you're looking for that ultimate benefit, then you should be smart and careful with which CBI you're seeking. Some CBIs are good, some other CBIs are not so good. And none of this is any kind of immigration, legal, tax, or finance advice. This is educational content or my analysis on the different options that are available. You got to make the decision for yourself, use the information, but when it comes to making the decision, you should be the one taking responsibility for the decisions that you take, right? So the CBIs aside, what are some of the rich opportunities where you can invest your money, right? Let's say you're buying a property, it's for your business or it's for yourself, but you're buying an asset and you're trying to seek plan B and a citizenship. So what are some of the countries that provide you with this opportunity? I'm going to deep dive into this topic. Now, before I get started, if you're new, my name is Jay, and here we discuss investments that lead to plan B securities, citizenships, and a whole lot more. So make sure you turn on that bell notification and subscribe to this channel so you're always updated on all the latest opportunities to grab that all-important plan B and that citizenship, right? So let's start off with the Africas. There are two very solid options in the Africas. One is a great residency option, which is Mauritius. Again, some unique features of that passport. It's a tank of a passport, the strongest. Let's say you're picking up a passport or you're looking for a citizenship in the Africas. You don't get stronger than Mauritius. It is an exotic, solid, hot, solid passport that one can obtain. The residency itself is very stable, amazing residency. All the options to get the Mauritian residency in real estate is not the only one. There are two other almost free options with Mauritius that you can take a look at based on your qualification criteria. If you have missed out my all-important coverage on Mauritius, make sure to return and take a look at this video. This talks about Mauritius in a lot of detail. Again, I work with one of the best firms, a consultancy firm in Mauritius. The guy is a lawyer, but a very strong guy, knows the process inside out, does this day in and day out. So if you are interested, you can always click the link in the description, book a call with us, and we can get you started on that option. The second option in the Africas is South Africa. Again, I get a lot of foolish comments saying it's an unsafe country and all of that. You don't have to live there full time, right? If it is unsafe, it's all about the permanent residency, the flexible permanent residency. Again, a great option when it comes to the residency because it is flexible. Your end goal is a plan B, right? In times of difficulty in your own home country, you want a diversified option, not someone who hands you over, but someone that protects you like a real country. And South Africa is a real country by all aspects, right? So it's a flexible permanent residency that can eventually lead to your citizenship in 5 years. Again, work with one of the great options, great attorneys in South Africa, an amazing lady who processes applications there. And again, if you have missed out the South African coverage, make sure to return and check this video. This talks about all the options that you have to start your journey with a permanent residency in South Africa. So that's Africa's. There is Gambia, Tanzania, Zanzibar investment, and there are a lot of African options, right? They're not publicized that much. They have very unique use cases, right? They're good for certain people trying to get something, certain benefits out of those. Not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone is going to be excited for getting a Gambia. That's for very different audiences. Again, based on your circumstances, we can always discuss what fits best in your situation. But there are 2 to 3 great options in the Africas, which are purely plan B, strong plan Bs and great investment opportunities. They may not necessarily lead to that citizenship, but when it comes to a strong plan B, there are some hidden gems in the Africas. So those are the two. I personally don't like any of the Asian options, Malaysia, Singapore, all those things. Again, I don't really like those options unless you're simply looking to have a nice time. Let's say you're not investing a whole lot. You just want to spend your time, kill some time, right? So in those cases, Malaysia would be fine. doing some parties, or want to hang out, chill out, have some fun, maybe Bangkok is a good location to be. But those don't get you that ultimate plan B in a lot of cases. It doesn't get you any citizenship, so those options are out, in my opinion, if you're looking to park your capital and you want to earn that all important citizenship. So Asia, the entire Asia is out, nothing much over there. Gulf is kind of out because it does not, again, get you any citizenship. If you look at the Middle East, 3 countries pop out in the Middle East: Turkey, Egypt, Jordan. Egypt is quite exotic. Again, the Lebanon use case, right? Again, right or wrong, that situation is very, very different. I'm not saying whether it's what the person did, the Nissan ex-CEO, he used a Lebanese passport to save his life. Now, I'm not comparing a Lebanese passport with an Egypt passport, but Egypt is an interesting, option in the mix. Again, if I'm looking to invest, Turkey does not make much sense at 400K in that market. That passport, the reputation, good or bad reputation, we're not getting into all of that. But the CBI reputation with Turkey, the moment you see that passport and the way you get treated, good or bad, again, not a question of that. But the respect and the kind of impression that you create is quite different. It's very CBI-ish if you aren't a Turkish person. So that for that reason, at this time, I see that as set aside. But Egypt is pretty exotic, a great investment opportunity. Again, not investment advice, but I feel it is a great investment opportunity. The new capital has a lot of great development going on. So again, the earlier one looks at it, the more beneficial it is. The more you wait, the more you let it develop, then the opportunities keep going down. Same like Turkey, right? Turkey was great several years ago, but of late, again, saturated market. So Egypt is that nice middle ground, interesting plan B, interesting citizenship, some use cases, some unique use cases for the Egyptian citizenship. Jordanian citizenship, I feel, is better than the Egyptian citizenship. The only issue is it's not accessible to all. So if you have a lot of capital to diversify, then Jordan could be a possibility. But if you're not in that, that 1 million category in terms of investment, then Jordan is not your cup of tea. Then you're looking more at either Turkey or Egypt. But Egypt is a clear winner in that region. Yes, there are some statistical or some theoretical limitations, right? People talk about you don't live there, you lose it, and all kind of things. Again, a lot of these things have to be looked at in practice, right? In practice, is all of that happening, or is that old theoretical stuff? Things in practice are a lot different than things in theory, historical stuff. So when the program is launched, they obviously expect it for a certain segment, and there are certain practical things that the way they work is quite different, right? So Egypt is interesting. If you look at the Latin Americas, you have some clear, great options. You have Ecuador, could be obtained for either for free, almost for free. There are certain ways you could qualify or structure yourself in Ecuador to get it through professional ways, which again can reduce the cost drastically. Or if you're looking to invest, either let's say in the bank or in property, then you're looking at 45K-ish. In Ecuador, so that gets you that immediate residency. Again, a very flexible temporary residency. If you really are looking for the citizenship and the passport, then it does have physical residency commitments in the country. Apart from Ecuador, then you have Nicaragua, the 30K option. Again, I've covered this extensively on my channel. If you're interested, you can take a look at all of the residencies that I've covered. You also have Brazil through investment. Argentina can be structured. Again, Argentina is a hot favorite amongst a lot of people. You have Paraguay I don't like Paraguay. Paraguay is good if you just want to use it as a tax optimized solution. In that case, maybe it has certain use cases, but that does not lead to any plan B, in my opinion, does not get you that citizenship. It restricts dual nationality in practice, and that's if you get the nationality in the first place. A lot of bureaucracy. The time reportedly the time it could take to get that citizenship is astronomical in certain cases. So again, I don't look at that as a plan B citizenship option. As some sort of a tax optimization, theoretically some sort of tax optimization option maybe, but not the ultimate option in my opinion. So, and the other big disadvantage with Paraguay is so tough to get there. So if you're looking at it as a plan B, if you really want to go there a few times, then you are left with very stiff options when it comes to direct flight connectivity. The biggest one, the biggest one, the best bang for the buck, the best investment opportunity is obviously Mexico is one of them, right? A big market, a huge market, a diversified market. You can do whatever you want in the country, wherever you want. So you have a lot of potential, a lot of room, a lot of opportunity. And 350 to 375K in property can also get you your residency pretty immediately if you're investing it. If not, then there are other ways of qualifying for the Mexican residency, which can then eventually lead to citizenship, a very flexible residency. Eventually, you need to have some ties, you need to have some physical presence for the citizenship. Again, this is an option I've heavily covered. If you have missed my coverage with my attorney in Mexico, you can return and take a look at this video. This talks about the entire journey, the entire Plan B journey in a lot of detail. It gives you great insights on the Mexico option, right? So make sure to return and check that video out. And at any point in time, you want to get started with any option, you can always click the link, reach us. We can get you started with the option of your choice. All right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.